ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. I have a battle tough like wax stone. I'm going to introduce it to your jawbone. Box out your teeth till you moan and groan. Make your ears them ring like government phone. Rub up your nose up, they find your looks. Cause you shouldn't call me Babylon books. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. A long time I notice some of you man. It seems like you love to beat up woman. Cause every little thing on the raise on no hand. Like this on no bring them from this land. Well we the police on no call Babylon. They have to give them protection. Roses are red, violets are blue. Stadium ball bright but not bright like you. Cause you beat up the girl till she black and blue. Then ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I go and show what police can do. I go and make you feel some Babylon lick, Babylon fox and Babylon kick. Shove me button down in your car, make you learn to have respect for the law. Fracture your shin, broke your knee up. Then you will know say me nasty enough. Call and pull you like a old crook. Cause they shouldn't call me Babylon books. I am Constable Brown, them call me Boy Blue. I know you will know what one books can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. Almost every woman who walk this land have a books or two. It's part of the plan. Some drive bus, some drive a minivan. Some are politicians, some are Babylon. And when them want run rocket by you, there's nothing in the world that you can do. Cause if you follow them, it's trouble for you. Cause there is a lot the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. I'm going to make you swallow all of your teeth. You live pan soup, can't eat no meat. And then I'm going to carry you down a station. Let me friend them get piece of the action. I did come for reason with you, cause I know what woman can do. I am a man of the world like you. My woman could give me bun too. I was going to let you offer the hook, but you come and call me Babylon book. I going to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. A long time I notice some of you man. It seems like we love the beat up woman. Cause every little thing on no raise on no hand. Like you do who no bring them pan the land. Well we the police who no call Babylon. I come here to give them protection. Roses are red and violets are blue. Stadium bull bright but not bright like you. You beat up the girl till she black and blue. Then ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. Max you till you dizzy and your eye them cast. Get me gun cut and broke up your ass. Make your eye them feel up me fist. Then I'm going to squeeze your balls till you piss. Roses are red and violets are blue. Rambo's ring but no ring like you. You beat up your girl till she black and blue. Then ask what the hell the police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. Me a ragamuffin, you a Rambo. Well I going to kick you in your bumbo. And when I done beat and broke up your clot, I'm going to kick your ass till you're fat. And then I'm going to lock your backside of jail. No matter how you beg, you not get no bail. Roses are red and you black and blue. Cause now you know what police can do. That's what the hell the police can do. You can tell what police can do. Ah, 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 ah. Who that? Police, boy blue. Oh, so you is the Babylon books that is causing disruption in my domestic affairs.
DouglAR Politics, 7:29 p.m. 7:29 p.m. tonight. Rowley, who you afraid? A bully afraid? You're afraid the people, you buff the people, you shout at the people, you cuss the people, you tell them they're ungrateful, from Tobago to Lavanti, to Matlock, to Maruga Tableland, to Sawa Barataria, St. Joseph, Tunapuna. You tell the people they're ungrateful, that they must appreciate that you give Paris Al Rental 61 million. They must appreciate that you and your government give Angus Young $3.625 billion. They must appreciate a jazzy. Is a jazzy you give the people? DouglAR Politics tonight, 7:29 p.m. Hey, gasolina.
We've been longing for this. This is the love we bring back here. John brought back this love to the America. She has all of our support.
Very proud.
And we have people from different phases at the moment. And if you know there have been little warring factors, this is love. UNC represent. Love, unity.
It's amazing that some things that are important to a community, for the lifeblood of the community, keeping it together, keeping kids off the road, you know, and out of bad company, needs so little. What it needed was some dirt. You know, they cut it themselves. They did the cutting and the rolling, and they just said we needed some dirt. And that really was it. What I keep saying is that politicians make things look hard. But maybe for two reasons. But when they give you the little, it appears to be so big. Or maybe the politician is so lacking in self-confidence and they're so little that they don't understand what big things are. You understand? So these are small things, important, impactful, but they're not hard to do. And look at it. Everybody having fun, they feel a sense of accomplishment, self-satisfaction, they're proud, they have self-respect. The community will look at them differently because the coach will tell you, and the coach would have coached teams internationally. And on Friday night, I came here on this ground, and she said, these are the most disciplined team. It's some of the most disciplined I've ever come across. People. She said they follow instructions, they work hard, and so on. I mean, music to my ear. How come nobody has seen that? What is happening? Why is it that we just want to demonize and say them, you? But at least let us try. We need to try.
We don't really have these kind of things now, right? But these are the kind of things we really need, you know, to keep the youth and them active, keep them off the street, out of crime now, right? Understand?
What I have seen today, for a long time I haven't seen night. You understand? I like how all the youths and them coming together, everybody with a love. I like that. I want to have one peace and love in this place now. I want your children dying for nothing.
As you see, there's such great potential. So what one wants to do is to kind of keep it going in terms of the coaching and so on, and maybe have a interface competition. You know, I think that will be really that will be really welcomed.
Representative for Locketa, thanks for all the blessings they give we. How you bring the neighborhood together. On behalf of Locketa, we just want to say thanks, Miss Shirley Jeremy. Locketa is yours whenever you're ready. Come for it.
Sense of hopelessness on feeling a positive wave in the air. That pressure and that kind of thing will be done at that. This is Junin time. This is Junin time.
Listen, take some education. Listen, come on. Look back up your valleys there, B&M have to go. Just now is election, we bringing back UNC.
Anil is back to deal with the B&M. And to you on the radio, and to you watching on TV, do not adjust your dial. It is Anil you're seeing right here, live and direct, never went anywhere. Because the DouglAR can talk either way. Because the DouglAR can talk either way. Anil Roberts!
Good evening and welcome to DouglAR Politics. Share the life, share the life, share the life. Here now, all you know, I love my soca. I love my local thing. I love my local music. I love my Sasha. I love my Super Blue. Here now, I hear a big tune today, boy. I nearly say look, Archie, play the tune, boy.
Anyway, we vote in B&M. Sign my name, it's a B&M pen, a B&M pen, a B&M pen. How will you sign my name? It's a B&M pen.
Yes, man. Big tune. I start to hear tune. I hear Peter C. Well, you know Peter C. Poor Peter C. Since Telele, the only hit see this kind of guys election time for PNM. Nothing wrong with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against any of my local people making our money, eating our food to sing a tune. Very good. So I still love my Sasha right through and so on. But when I hear the tune, I listen to the tune and I say, but wait now. The tune's sweet. But then I say, but it's not army fit. It's not soca by the silos. It's not Kyrie people. It's not soca. I said, it's not Marshall Monday, because I started dance and I like the tune. I said, what? Super Blue, all kind of thing. I said, it's not Wasapet, it's not Choker. And then I realized, wait now, politics is a serious thing. Archie, play the first thing. Play Peter C. part there for me. All you listen to tune, P&M, let me hear your tune. But lyrics must make sense too. Play it.
All will be fine. Look, we make the right choice every time. Still a job to be done and a race to be won, and we know we will win every time. Just keep the faith, heads up high. We're together in this, you and I. Yes, the job will be done and the race will be won, and we know we will win every time. And we go vote for the love of we country. We go vote to protect the treasury. Vote is only Dr. Rowley, the right choice for TMT. B&M is the choice, B&M is the voice, B&M all the way on election day is the right choice at the right time.
Nice tune, boy, Peter C. Oh Lord, your musical rhythm, the soul of the music, your Trini roots, lovely. Hear the problem, Peter C. We love we country. Who love we country? The people Rowley and Small Pen who let Delcy come in on a PDVSA jet that sanctioned and have Roger sign and deal with Traffic Guru and have Mondello and the US Treasury Department and Pompeo and Trump looking at the entire country as if we is narco traffickers and so on, that we link up with Venezuela, Iran and Russia. That love of country, Telele, man. Protect the treasury. Protect the treasury. For what? They're going to move the treasury by NCB Global Finance. Angus Young take half the treasury with $3.62 billion, Peter C. But you singing tune. You sing so much tune, me ain't hear no billion pass by you, Peter C. Where the treasury? So that Small Pin and Rowley could go and procure without procurement, that they could leave procurement legislation there, that they could buy 2 billion investors without a board, without a tender, without a note, without a permanent secretary, without anything. Peter C is not no soca party, you know. This is not no carnival fete, you know. So while the music nice, and they'll get that, nice music, But election is not no party to go inside and get complimentary, you know. The right choice for the right time. Rowley said the economy go rebound by August 1st. Anybody with a brain know that even when Kamala win, we'll take at least 2 years with very intelligent human beings at all levels, diversifying, implementing, cutting tax, creating jobs, getting people, pushing social net, implementation, poverty eradication, education, sport, tertiary education, digital age, agriculture, export. Even with Kamala and her bright team, it will still take minimum 2 years to really rebound. Rowley say August 1st. Here the next part. And my boy Sasha, me no vex with you, man. Me love you, boy. You're brilliant. I mean, you have to eat our food, alright. But let me tell you something. I love this song. Song ain't good. But let me hear the lyrics to play Sasha, man.
The General Sasha, we voting pioneer. Anyway, right choice, a proud leader. The battle for our nation, your life matter, yeah. Real leadership, yo, we promise you forever, wow. Vote pioneer and everything will be much better, yeah. Strength and honor in 5 years of government. Never again will we allow mismanagement. Pioneer is here to say their love is permanent. Loyal to the flag and never bow to establishment. Who them try to trick and sell out, but them care by my vote, me not bow out. Them better move when we're the army a run out. All these deceitful people will get burned out. Yeah, me know Dr. Rowley, a leader phenomenal. The UNC full of pirates and criminal. Send for the dog, cause the state is critical. Search it to perform, and this country's political structure. Send for the doctor again.
Send for the doctor. Send for the doctor. Golden Grove, I call the doctor. Sasha, oh, you're good, boy. Oh, Lord, you roll off that rhythm. But here the problem, my brother, Sasha, buy your vote. The PNM abused black people vote for decades, and this was the worst. The whole of Tobago never suffered like ever before under Rowley. The doctor you said in for. Doctor of pain, doctor of sufferation, doctor of poverty, doctor of taking. Buy vote. Giving laptop for children for education for the right for the rest of their life to uplift them out of poverty and get sustainable jobs. 55,000 jobs created is buy-in vote. 140 million in sport by 5 years. Over 700 million in sport for every little youth have an opportunity to get education and move out and get scholarship. It's buy-in vote. Rowley take food out their mouth. School feeding cut. Laptop cut. Gate cut. MIC cut, NSC cut. Sasha sing, you get a food. I happy for you. And I still love your tunes. I still go play a tune. When I leave here and I'm going back downtown, I play Sasha. But my brother, with all due respect, while the tune nice, the lyrics make no sense. They hollow. The man you're singing about don't even know about who you is and what you stand for. Yes, you get paid to sing a tune. Very good. Me vex for you. But what you're singing there is not making sense. You see, it will just be in an election and then forgotten. In fact, people will remember all your brilliant songs and just push that one by the side. You're but loyal to the flag. Keith Christopher Rowley dragging the flag. He have a man called Small Pen as Minister of National Security, embarrassing us not only in the face of Barbados and regional other prime ministers, but lying in front of you all about the Delcy visit, about he don't drill down, and the public servants did that, and he don't know. Now all of our borders still closed. Our citizens are begging to come, and you talking about proud of the flag? What them do with the flag? Do you know they cut funding for sport by $130 million every year? Where the flag? Where the sport? Do you know our football teams went and played 4 different tournaments in the last 2 years and had to land on the same day and play match 2 hours later? So Sasha, you is our roots man. You is our man of the people. I know you eat our food, but your lyrics not making sense. Play a thing. They find some. Hey, PNM find an Indian. Me and him know who he is. Rishi, come sing. Play Rishi Patachi. Come to me the Indian now.
All we is one family. All we is one family. Working together to build this country.
That is it. They are not play the Indian again. That little bit of Indian, like you really. That the truth is so much. Rishi, you never know about little bit of Indian.
Is one family. All of we is one family. Working together to build this country.
We is one family. Only the two non-thieving Indian in the PNM. The rest of we is the recalcitrant minority. We don't want them on the Calcutta ship. All you come to send for we, Rishi. Rishi with you. Where them find you? Rishi, where they find you? We is one family, Rishi. And Maxi Copy say that we, the Indian, have our knee on the neck of African, Rishi. And your Prime Minister, the doc, all you're sending for, ain't saying nothing. He blasts out Gabriel Faria and say, Gabriel Faria, you are the head of the chamber, you cannot have a personal opinion. But he blaze out Maxi Coffee. He didn't blaze out Calcutta Shipman. He say recalcitrant minority. He say the Indian in Guyana close the border, what we go say now. And you come to sing about one family. Let me tell you who is the family. Angus Young, family. Stuart Young, Smallpin, family. Richard Young, family. Rowley Young, family. Garcia Young, family. Newman Young George, family. That is Al-Rawi, Faris Al-Rental, Al-Rawi Young. That family. Not you, Rishi. Play now. Oh Lord. To the greatest road match king of all time. Marshall, sorry boy, you still have more to go, you're young. But my greatest, I even put my head at Kitchener because I had more of him in my life than Kitchener. Kitchener was more my father road match king. Aye, super blue boy. Blue boy, super blue. Coming, super. Achigo, super.
Sprinkly water, red. This is on the air, red. The sweetness in the air, red. Sprinkle everywhere, red. Well, your body's in it, red. When you come to ice, when you run, when you rock, when you rock, when you rock, when you walk, the water sprinkle all over. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle.
Sprinkle. Oh Lord, that is the truest lyrics. Because the whole country only getting sprinkled with water. Because Wassa can't get water. When Ganga Singh and Kamla was there, 72% of the population was getting 24/7 supply. Now under Pumsite Rasta, it's down to 22%. So it's only a sprinkle. But if it was a fet, if it was soca down in the savannah or down in Mobs too, oh Lord, that tune would have match up. We'd have be drinking rum and Hennessy and punching, jumping up on cooler, yelling pum pum pum. Short. Oh Lord, it's sweet for carnival. There's one problem. This politics. This is life. This is foreign policy. This is food. This is jobs. This is red, white, and black. This is education. This is crime fight. This is opportunity. Not giving people jersey in the Queen's Park Savannah and say that's an anti-crime initiative. It's very serious. So while I'm a music man, I like my man, I love my carnival. Nice tune, brilliant tune. Not one lyric makes sense. Not one lyric is true. Not one lyric can be backed up based on policy. Everything you sing there is abject nonsense. All you're singing are a set of lies. So while I'm happy, you'll get a little food. And the tune nice. I'm very impressed with your talent and your ability. Peter C., write a tune for carnival and make some good money now. This stupidness, you using all your creativity to suffer the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So you want us to enjoy your tune with I Sasha, we hero, Super Blue, we road match champion, we king, and Rishi, whoever the hell he is. And then you want us to enjoy that, jam, drink rum and soda, eat roti, eat corn soup, and vote Rowley, vote no Seabridge, vote collapse of Tobago economy by 18.7% over 4 years and 10 months, vote no foreign direct investment, vote for small pin to be minister of everything, walking around disrespecting everybody, lock down borders, attacking every citizen who want to come, citizens who want to come home from Venezuela, citizens who want to come home from Barbados, all over, to put small pin to come and tell all you, I don't really drill down. He could do this dance to the tune. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So nice tune, but wasting time. Rowley ball, I won't forgive Tobago. Hey, kid, I want to know, but you need a 2 blue tablet, boy, Rowley. You won't forgive Tobago? Who asks you? Who cares? Who like you? Who want forgiveness from you? Listen to Rowley. He declared, Watson Duke is on a criminal charge and should not be offering himself for parliament. What? For true? You, who hug up Maduro, who is on indictment for corruption, for money laundering, for cocaine trafficking, for narco-terrorism, and you who fight the USA and have all of we in jeopardy, you who have Venezuelan PDVSA with Trafigura linked to Roger to our refinery with a MOU, as August reported October last year, you who hugging up Delcy, you who open borders, and you and Smallpin went and meet with Delcy and and now this coming as Jubal Chavez, you. Number 2, on a sedition charge. So how come Maxi Coffee not on a sedition charge? When he talk about Indians and the UNC having the neon African neck. What? Where the sedition charge? How Juliet Davy, who telling people about run up in UNC politician wall and deal with them and jump up my wall. Juliet Davy, why don't you come and jump my flipping wall? And your big muck, look, come and jump my wall, please. And just all you come and collect she after. You understand? Come and jump it. Don't send nobody to do your work. You come and jump on the wall. Where the sedition for she? Where the charge for she? Where the incitement for she? When Stuart Young says that UNC MPs and UNC, the United National Congress, are party with 400,000 votes this election coming here, that we are paying criminals to randomly and sporadically kill innocent people, innocent citizens. Where's his charge? That is not seditious, or that's just stupid, that's just dumb, that's just lie, that's just asinine. So Rowley continued to know, this is not a joke. This should not be treated as being of no consequence. Rowley said he and the PNM will take the same principled position that we took on our own PNM MP. We have all PNM consistently subscribed to the principles of our jurisprudence in all instances that a person is innocent until proven guilty. If they prove innocent until proven guilty, how you trying to say people guilty? How you and your police, you and your Minister of National Security saying that you all controlling police and police reporting to you all, and they have a special unit of police following Jolene John and Munilal and this one and Saddam Hussein and Khadija Amin. Well, Rowley, let me tell you something. How come Drunky Monkey still in the Senate? Drunky Monkey was convicted of driving drunk. Convicted! Not just charged, you know. He was charged and convicted, and you leave Drunky Monkey in the Senate until just when your parole day. Never move Drunky Monkey. How come in your 70th birthday party, when the Alsing was sitting down there like a pommy one, like he stormed the fete and nobody wanted to talk to him? In your video now, when you had a little bit, you're telling Kamala go and drink. Well, let Kamala drink, because when she drink, children just get life fun. When she drink, children just get laptop. When she drink, they just build 106 school. When she drink, they just build aquatic center, tennis center, cycling velodrome. When she drink, the gate does be open and people can have custard, education, UTT. When she drink, the hospital does build. When she drink, highway does build. When she drink, road does be smooth. When she drink, gate open to tech walk. When she drink, poor people get assistance. When she drink, 42,000 food cards rather than 18,000. Well, let Kamala drink. But when you drink, Stuart Young does get big boy thing. Procurement happen without procurement. Angus Young does get lucky. Richard Young, Sajiko, lucky. Franklin Khan, next to you, lucky. Newman George, getting gasolina, lucky. So it's best you stop drinking, boy. Anyway, my brother, I can't even say that in joke, yes? You know, people beg forgiveness. People want forgiveness from the Almighty. Whoever you call the Almighty. Shiva, Ram, Allah, Jah, Jehovah. Whoever, Rastafari. Whoever is your supreme being, people want forgiveness from them. You may want forgiveness from a spouse if you do something wrong, who you love and respect. You may want forgiveness from a mentor who you know you may have disappointed, a teacher, a professor, someone, a coach who did good with you, you know. People want forgiveness from people who they respect, like a guru and thing. Rowley, nobody respect you, boy. Who want forgiveness from you? You feel Tobago even want to see or hear you? Tobago West, done gone. Tobago East, gone by 3 points now. 4 months ago, you condemn PDP was down by 4. The latest poll say Tobago West gone by 4 points already with 30 days to go. So you would not forgive them? They didn't ask you. They don't care. You should ask them for forgiveness. You should beg Tobago for forgiveness. Why? The collapse of the sea bridge. The purchase of the Galleon's passage that your ministers purchased, so they don't even have no gap. They don't even have, you can't even blame a board, a tender committee, public servants, evaluation committee. No, your ministers and your cabinet who you select and you put them to buy, to lease a fast ferry, them buy a slow piece of crap. So who you're going to blame is you and your ministers. You should beg Tobagonians for forgiveness. The ocean flower and the Kobo Star that you bring here. The Kobo Star still running crooked money every day. Slow, old, rat-infested, no air condition. Ridiculous old piece of scrap iron. Buying scrap iron, old battery buying. You should apologize to Tobagonians. You should beg their forgiveness. The 2 barges you had going to Tobago, that when the banana and them reach, it start off green and then it reach overripe. You understand? Tobagonian buy green fig. And when it reach Tobago, overripe and bruised. Castle. That's what you give. You should beg forgiveness. What about the Trini Flash? You and Rohan put black Tobagonian on a boat in the night that can't take the Bocas. And them nearly drowned, the boat nearly sink. And they had to transfer mid-ocean. You went and see them. Go and beg their forgiveness for disrespecting them and nearly killing them in that way. What about the secret negotiation and collapse of Sandals when you didn't include Kelvin Charles and the THA and it's you and Small Pin running roughshod? You run even over Stupsy Minister Randall Mitchell. Randall Mitchell, they run all over you, they run all over your portfolio, then they run you out. And you still running them down. Oh Lord, I don't know what has been in that Balize juice. If it has takeout, it has neuter man and all kind of thing, you know. Is either that or is it tight pants as neuter all here? All you have no cajones, boy. Them do you all kind of thing, and you say, yes, sir, yes. Can I, doctor? Hey, boy. The airport project, you go on and expand airport project. The budget gone up from $300 million to $1.2 billion and pelting people off their land and thing and not discussing with them. You should beg Tobagonian forgiveness. You decimated Tobago economy since you reached. Crash the sea bridge, crash the air bridge, crash everything. No investment, no Sandals, no tourism. When KDs was there with Kamala in 2014, the international arrivals was 97,000 for that year. Go and check it. In 2018, you, Rowley, dropped that down to 18,000. You saw run Trinis and you crashed the sea bridge, air bridge that Trinis went elsewhere. In 2014, 659,000 Trinis went across to Tobago for an average of 5 days, spending an average of $3,850. Under you in 2018, that dropped to 152,000, and you telling Them, you feel them care about you and your forgiveness? Boy, fire burn you, boy. Nobody care about you, boy. You live in a dream world. You should be going to apologize to each and every one of the 55,381 Tobagonians and begging them for forgiveness with your Oreo. Them don't even want you to be a Tobagonian again. They go get vexed and Anil if I call you a Tobagonian. You is a kind of a seawater thing there. They pelt you off the rock. Imagine you, Rowley, back in 1991 to 1995, you were the minister with responsibility for marine affairs. Bald-head, useless, incompetent clown. Did you build a marina for Tobago? Marina, Tobago with pristine harbors, pristine water, some of the best sport fishing in the whole wide world, where big money people want to come, not only for sport fishing, catching marlin, wahoo, dolphin, mahi, but they want to go and do scuba diving and see the reef fish and so on. Did you build a marina for Tobagonians, engineers, mechanics to get a walk? No, you didn't build no marina. You know who's going to build the marina in Tobago? Kamala, come August 10th, and the sunrise August 11th. She will do it, and she will do it respectfully with Ansel, the chief secretary, with permission and consultation as she did before. Not putting the chief secretary to sit down on the ground while Smallpin and Rohan sit on a head table. You are so disrespectful, boy. Tobagonians, you balling Tobagonians, you will not forgive them. Them don't even want to see you, boy. You ridiculing Tobagonians and telling them they're ungrateful because you decide to give them 50 million to share up amongst 4,000 hotel rooms. When I do the mathematics, I tell you, so what you give people money for, just to paint? You go on Channel 5 because you're watching DouglAR politics so much, you're clown. You watching this so much and you can't copy me and be bright. You still dumb. Imagine that. You can't copy. You copy win for James on the self-governance bill. You even bring a self-government bill for Tobago, and you saying Tobagonians, you will not forgive them? Look at the caring look on a half Tobagonian face. Far less for the real Tobagonian who live in the full 100. Them don't want to see you, Rowley. You're a total and complete disgrace, and have the arrogance and audacity to say you wouldn't forgive them, as if them consider you anything. They consider the chewing gum stuck on the bottom of the shoe when they walk in towards Pigeon Point on the grass passing the body on the left side. When they step on a little chewing gum, them respect that chewing gum more than you. You should also apologize to the Tobagonians and beg forgiveness for the $1 billion that the Auditor General say missing from the THA. What about the gravel that rolled from the Scarborough Hospital and end up somewhere by you back in the day? Do you feel you should apologize and beg forgiveness for that? What about no regular gas for fishermen in Tobago? You, Franklin Can, Smallpin, and your cabinet. Not only Dwayne cut the fuel subsidy, but cutting regular gas means that fishermen cannot travel far. They cannot search and follow fish. Therefore, their catch has diminished by over 72% since you cut the regular gas. Kamala is going to bring back the regular gas, bring back the refinery without Trafigura, without PDVSA, without the man who does stand up a bit to the left. Why you just stand up so, boy? Roger, I'll have to do a special investigative piece on you, you know. Not only that now. So not only Tobago, you balling that you will not forgive Tobago. Here the rest of people, you have to beg for forgiveness after the entire island of Tobago. You have to beg Patrick Manning family, including Brian Manning, for forgiveness for that disgusting statement you made when their father was ill. You took pleasure in it. You celebrated it. You boasted about it. You boasted When a man, what happened to the man, the last man who put me out of anywhere? I born in Mason Hall. That next door is Le Coteau. You thought that was funny? What type of human being would take pleasure? Look at me, I detest you. But I wish you great health. I wish you health so good that you could feel the sting of the licking you're going to get on August 10th till you are 112. That all of your faculties remain, that you could play golf at 109 years old. You have to apologize to that man. I don't even like Brian Manning. But you cannot do something to people, father, like that. What sort of human being makes fun of somebody's illness? You're sick. And people, you talking about you will not forgive people? There are nobody in this country who will forget you, Rowley boy. The only people who like you is Angus Young, Stuart Smallping Young, Richard Young, Noel Garcia, Newman George, Foster Cummins, and them who get in contract. Kwamena. That's about it. A handful of people. The people of Dago Martin West, you should beg their forgiveness. It's the worst MP in the history of the Commonwealth. 30 years next year. Well, you won't reach 30, so stop at 29. 29 years. When Marsha Walker beat you, Karanaj fed up of you, Hague Street fed up of you, Shagaramas fed up of you, Glencoe fed up of you, Newbury Hill fed up of you, Shawlands fed up of you, Bayshore fed up of you, Westmoreland fed up of you, Dago fed up of you, Montcoco Road fed up of you, by St. Finbar's Church fed up of you, La Puerta fed up of you. And you saying you won't forgive people. Nobody care, boy. People care about the priest, the pundit, the pastor. If they do something wrong, they want forgiveness. The children, if they both the children wrong, oh God, children, sorry. Oh God, forgive your papa now. People want forgiveness from people they respect and love. Nobody respect and love you. And you love yourself. Well, you don't actually. You need to apologize to your own son, Garta Lane, who you left for 44 years on your own, and never tell the world that you had a son. Or go and check all your pictures, all your profile, all your political pictures. Only had the two from inside. Didn't have the one from outside. Go and call him, beg his forgiveness. From 69? And while you're calling him, talk to the mother too and say, sorry, I was a teacher. And I should not have taken advantage of my power position at that time to get pum-pum. Just like your boy who you still have there in Dago Martin Central. You and him fit in good, boy. Pum-pums. You take it from a power position and he tried to grab it. No wonder all you together. All you close in constituency. You ain't make him resign though. You ain't make him resign from the seat. Because you understand him. He's of your kind of ilk that you're brethren. When you lime with Zephyrin and them is pum-pum grabbers. Yes, birds of a feather flock together. You, the Roger Link, Delcy, Maduro, Venezuela, PDVSA, Wilmer Rupeti, who play golf with you, who play golf with Newman George. You should be begging forgiveness of the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago, all of those people with U.S. credit card, all of those manufacturers, all of those businesses that need to buy goods and services from the U.S., all of our franchises who need U.S. goods so we could drive through and get with food and so on, all of those people who like to go to the USA. You should beg forgiveness. You should beg forgiveness from all the children in this country for putting that man as a minister of sport, who all he studied to do is take taxpayer money to take his girl and them in Tobago, and then threaten girl for pum-pum and take their money to spend it, and no money for athletes for their surgery, asking Richard Thompson if he's an elite athlete, a gold medalist and a silver medalist, and a bronze medalist in the Olympics. Richard Thompson, one of our greatest ever athletes of all time, if he's elite. You need to apologize to everybody. There are nobody you did good for except Richard Young, Smallpin Young, Angus Young and them. But I must say, I realize that you know what is coming on August 10th. You know that Kamala Prasad and the United National Congress with a young, vibrant, intelligent team, also assisted by elder statesmen with experience in policy implementation. You know that the population, no matter if you come with a good song, this is not no fete. It ain't no rum giving away. It ain't no Hennessy. It ain't no girl in Ciroc. It ain't no vodka. It ain't no Scotch party here. So all that nice tune, I like that tune. But it's lyrics, it's policy, it's plans, it's programs, it's what have you done. August 10th, the cocktail you going to get, and I'm glad that you know about it. That's why while the country was rioting, you was down in Chase Village at Tile Warehouse, buying tile for your house in Goodwood Park, because you know you're going back. Very good. You went T&Z, yes. How much tile you buy, what color you get, what size you get, eh? The DouglAR no, but that's good. I was happy that you went to buy tile and things to fix up your house where you live in, buy your pinks and them, so you could leave the country in peace, so we could get rid of you. We could wean ourselves out of you, wean ourselves off of your mismanagement, wean ourselves off of your corruption, wean ourselves off of your nepotism, wean ourselves off of your lack of procurement, wean ourselves out of your ignorance, wean ourselves off of your stupidity, wean ourselves out of your bad choice, wean ourselves out of your arrogance and not listening to anybody, wean ourselves out of your disrespect for women, for Tobagonians, for poor people, for black people, wean ourselves off of you. August 10th, Kamala will be called the great queen of weaning. She will wean the country off of you, you incompetent clown. We coming back, Archie.
Now is the time!
No, 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 the time is no, 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 the time is no, 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 the time is no, no, no.
What time it is?
No.
What time it is?
No.
What time it is?
No.
Now is the time for action. What time it is?
No.
What time it is?
No.
What time it is?
No.
Now is the time for action. Now is the time to cast your vote. Now is the time to start a work. Now is the time we bring your hope. Now is the time for action. Now is the
Forward with Michelle Benjamin. Now is the time to get Murga table and working again.
Now is the time to put them out. 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 Now is the time.
You know, Archie, I played a video last week. Not last week, what day is today? Tuesday, Saturday. But maybe people didn't see it. Because I'm trying to still look for some intelligent people far more intelligent and experienced than me in the fields of policing, former commissioners of police, former inspectors, former khaki, former special ops, former permanent secretaries, former public servants, former judges, lawyers, senior counsel, active senior counsel, law association, because nobody seems, this country is so afraid of this man, Rowley. That's why, Kamala, you have to wean this country off of this man. Everybody, imagine that billionaires and millionaires are afraid of Rowley. Imagine that banks that have their quarter profit is 365 million after tax profit. They are afraid of Rowley. So if something is wrong, or they see a problem with the tender process, and they don't understand it, they will shh. Because if they talk, or if they talk out for what's right, they might be victimized in the next one. That's sad. So not even money, not even wealth, not even power, not even riches brings you the freedom and emancipation from Keith Christopher, vindictive, nasty, Oreo, clown, dunce Rowley. Imagine that. Play the video because I want them to see all you tell me about this. What's wrong with this picture? Play the video. Play with Small Pin, man. Yes, Small Pin. What's Small Pin doing there, Archie? You understand? I played Saturday.
Yes, send all your troops, send them down here now. You're shutting down that protest that's taking place right here by Perth bus, by no, it's to pick them up. It's just to pick them up. bridge. Extraction vehicle. The extraction vehicle using. I need to get the extraction vehicle at Duncan to drive along Duncan and to the street. Where we are, but to tell them there's not Prince Street. That's where we need that extraction vehicle. There's not Prince Street. See if we can call them, what? See if we can send a message to call them and do the call that fence.
Yes, imagine that. So imagine if small pin there and he pointing out by the bridge. And suppose Anil went and check out the bridge in them. And small pin there, look Anil there. Hey, all your sending, lock up Anil. And he want to call me small pin. I go show him how small pin could do. I go show him, Archie. He go show me what small pin could do. Small pin I had to laugh, you know. Play the tune, man. I'm laughing, but it's serious thing. Play the tune up, Archie. Let me see. He go say, look, Anil, lock him up. Let me show him what small pin could do. And he want to call me small pin. Small pin the stroke hard. Small pin the stroke hard. You know, I only laughing now. I only laughing now. Because you only have about 30 days to go for this madness. But really and truly, let me get back serious. This is unacceptable. I already went through on a previous program how all our supposedly independent institutions are crumbling. That they're not operating as they should. That there's influence and political influence in every sphere. And therefore, we're heading towards a failed state. The only thing saving us is the percentage of good police who do their work properly, the DPP's office that is understaffed, undermanned, underfunded, and the judiciary. Yes, the judiciary, we still say it have a little touch here and there, but in the norm, in the main 70-80%, you could go in the court and argue a case and get a fair judgment. That's a very important thing. You listen to evidence and you could say, well, we get a fair judgment. I know some of y'all saying the other day, you could always find exceptions. I'm talking about in the main, okay? But it's important. But when our intelligentsia, our intellectual capital stays quiet and is coward and afraid to talk out, I can't believe that I'm the only one who sees that a Minister of National Security, forget that it's small pin, any Minister of National Security. If Gary Griffith was Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police was doing his work like Gary was doing there, that would have been wrong. Gary never did that. So what is small pin doing there? I already went through the list of investigations that small pin may have to talk on, may have to make a statement on. How is he friendly in there? Is he making contacts in there? What's the relationship? That should be kept so far apart that nobody could ever even say. When you add on that now to his asinine statements about United National Congress members of Parliament paying criminal elements to randomly and sporadically kill innocent citizens without an iota of proof, without an iota of evidence, the most ridiculous accusations in history. And then he goes in the JSC and says, police are reporting to him. Now you see why. The whole system has become skewed. The separation of powers has become muddled under this PNM. But Kamala go clear up that come August 10th. This is why the election is very important. So while you might hear some nice tune and nice music, this is not a fete in here. This is not a party in here. Election have no rum to drink, no tequila, no shots, no Patron, no Ciroc. Election have time to sit down and read. Kamala, what did you do? What are you saying? Oh, you created 55,000 jobs last time. You say you're going to try and create 50,000 jobs. How are you going to do that? The digital economy, downstream, oil and gas, agro processing, sport tourism, growth poles, research and development with our intellectuals at the university. Oh, very interesting. Rowley, what are you going to do? Well, I don't have Roger and them on the hook there. I go in and make sure traffic go and pay the base off, buy the refinery, and USA come in here and we get sanctions and nobody can get no food because we import 72% of our food from... Oh, you all going to vote for that? Or you want to dance on a nice song? I like this song. Maduro loses bid for $2 billion, US $2 billion in gold. The ruling clarifies in the London Court of Commercial Activities. The ruling clarifies the question of who is Venezuela's legitimate leader. This is very much showing the isolation of the Maduro government, said Christopher Sabatini, a senior research fellow for the Latin American at the Chatham House think tank in London. His lawyers reiterated, Maduro's lawyers reiterated during a recent four-day hearing, 4 days of arguments, that their stance that the National Assembly leader became Venezuela's rightful president under provisions of the country's constitution. Guaido's lawyers said that. It was a great victory, says Guaido, for the interim government, international recognition and anti-Maduro coalition. Their fight to protect the country's wealth and assets held abroad, which includes an ongoing battle over its Citgo refineries in the United States. But we here, Rowley, without reading the Venezuelan constitution, without analyzing it, without asking former justices to give him an opinion on it, without having the history and the information on Venezuela and what has taken place in the last 5 years, especially in the last 3 under Maduro, and how he has corrupted and stamped on the constitution of Venezuela. Without any of that, Rowley just went and danced the conga line, wine and jam, and tell you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we support Maduro, we support a narco-terrorist, we support a man indicted on corruption, money laundering, and drug trafficking charges. But then he tell me about all your charge Watson Duke for sedition. He know about Watson Duke sedition, but he ain't know about U.S. indictment for Maduro, Delcy, and 14 others of the cabinet who you open the borders for to let them in here, but our citizens still outside and still suffering. No food, no water, no home, on the streets. And he's saying vote for he, because Peter C. Lewis gets super blue to say sprinkle, sprinkle, river flag and flag. Hey, river. Yes, that nice soca. When the party, when the water sprinkle you, you get on bad in the fit. Hines, Pomsite Rasta Hines, has been in the politics since about 1988 in the PNM. Fitzgerald Hines has been the representative of the people of Laventille on 2 or 3 occasions. Me, I even know, nor do I care. Because every year that he has spent as a member of parliament for the people of Laventille, he has done absolutely nothing. The people of Laventille know better than me that nothing had changed. No jobs, no respect. Not even my despot side could stay up on the hill and practice pan for the elders to enjoy the sweet music for the 8 weeks that they're practicing during Carnival, going to win a panorama title. You know how relaxing and sweet that was for that music to echo through the hills of Laventille. Despots running from Laventille now in the last 6-7 years and cannot go back. No jobs, youth delinquency, crime, poor drainage, poor roads, poor water, poor electricity, poor garbage collection, poor everything. And Fitzgerald Pomsite Rasta Hines, who have time to attack a young woman and watch he face in the mirror good. He is saying now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, after he has been the member of parliament now for 4 years and 11 months, he has gotten a Kobo sweat as our minister on about 3 different occasions within this administration and then removed. Outgoing Laventille West MP Fitzgerald Hines said, "A growing army of idle young men in East Port of Spain poses a danger to Trinidad and Tobago." So if there's a growing number, an army of idle young men, you take no responsibility. That wasn't your work. You didn't go there for that. You went there to lick Bam Bam. You went there to go and hug up Richard Young and Angus Young. You didn't go there to represent people. You didn't go there knowing that there was an issue with youth delinquency, with job opportunities, with requirement for self-esteem, for real sustainable jobs to enhance their lives, for different sort of skill, talent identification, for enhancement of cultural, sporting skills, technical, vocational skills, for better training. You didn't know none of that. So you just sit down there, talk with your Queen's English, and let people suffer and come when you're done. This is at the end of your work. So this is like an evaluation. And you say to your people who you beg to represent you, well, they didn't have to beg because Laventille just vote PNM on automatic subconscious pilot. Boop! They don't even think. I don't know. Well, Dr. Williams put me so no big thing. But you come after 4 years and 11 months and say, boy, things getting worse, yes? I was the representative. It was my job to try to make things better, and things are worse all around. That's what you say. I have always been very aware that we've had a growing army of young men in those communities who spend their day looking at the ground, looking in the sky, or watching other people and the world go about its business and doing precious little on their own and for themselves. You've always known that. You saw on a Bible to do a job. The job of a member of parliament, the first and foremost job, is to represent the people, to understand the needs and issues in the community and present solutions. So you knew the problems. Stay there, draws a pay for 4 years and 11 months. And the problems worse than before you came. And you bad talking Kamla. Pomsite Rasa, you have no shame. You are a disgrace. And you say this. I quoting you, you know. Not Anil say, let me continue. I have always surmised, said Pomsite Fitzgerald Hines Rasta. I have always surmised that the condition poses a danger to them, to their families, to their communities, and to this country. So it is quite clear that they need to be made busy and to get involved. It's quite clear. When did it become clear? Because you ain't do it. So it now come clear when you're done work. When you're done draw all your 5 years and 10 months salary, 35,000 per month, plus perks. When all of that done, you now realize it come clear to you. And people are Laventille, you're already going to vote for this red thing because I, Sasha, sing good. This is the man who was there to help the young people, to help the people, to present opportunities, to direct the budget in the areas most needed. He sat in a cabinet and direct the budget into Angus Young Company. He sat in a cabinet and direct the treasury into Faris Al Rental account. He sat in the cabinet and direct it into Franklin Can Wife building rent. He sat in the cabinet and said, hey, let's direct all this money into a president's house, a prime minister's residence in Tobago, a red house. And let's go and see how magnificent it is. His job was to direct resources into your community that you voted for him. He comes there and says, there were problems. The problems are worse now. Bye-bye, thanks. Great is the PNM. He continues. They don't want nothing good. They want money, but they don't work. They want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. They don't want to sweat. Please tell me how Angus Young sweat to make $3.625 billion Fitzgerald Pomsite Rasta. Tell me how he sweat to get $180 million UDCOT loan when UDCOT moved under the office of the Prime Minister where his brother is with Rowley. How did he sweat to get that? How did Angus Young sweat to get $3.625 billion of taxpayer money, but you're criticizing young black boys in your constituency after people vote for you and give you a work? What work did you do? How did you sweat? How did you sweat for the people of Laventille? Now, people of Laventille, I not stupid, you know, I study politics. I know all you ain't going for vote for Anil and Kamala. I know. But at least understand that this cannot continue. The man was supposed to sweat to bring resources for y'all. The man was supposed to make sure y'all have water. People in Laventille, children still live in water. I mean, it's good for them because they get healthy and become very good athletes and things. As a coach, I like that. Talent has come from there. But, oh my goodness. He was supposed to bring job opportunities. He was supposed to provide the youth with an opportunity to put down the gun, come off the street. But he directs 61 million into Al-Rawi account, tight pants. And now coming for Aisasha and Super Blue, called on by Peter C. to sing a nice tune for all you to vote for them to do that again. And then his Honorable Prime Minister stands up and tells you all and research a Mova Laventille initiative where he say he take 20 primary schools and 5 secondary schools in the Queenspark Savannah and give all your jersey. And that from that, the primary school students had an improvement in literacy and numeracy, 12% over the 4-year period. The one problem with that is no primary school student is actively committing crime and murder and robbery and gun violence and carjacking. So while that could be an initiative that comes way down after your initial initiatives, but he criticizes live sport. This is not live sport. Exactly. Because live sport wasn't about giving no jersey. Live sport was about getting the active killers and robbers and carjackers with gun violence, the labor force of the gang, into an area with national heroes, with counselors, with psychologists, with proper uniforms, with coaches, with fitness, with discipline, with talent identification, with food, with some money, and moving on to MIC that David Lee and then build NIC, NESC centers, getting jobs. That's what live sport was. Well thought out, meaningful. Not a jersey, you clung. And these people, your people vote for you. And this is what he says. This is what your representative says about you. If somebody cuss all you and say, boy, I'm having a party, but me I want all you in here. I don't like all you smell bad, all you dress bad. I don't like all your weave. I don't like all your nails. All your nail techniques like too much fancy thing. Them nails too long. I don't like all your dress. I don't like how all your mix and match. You could still pay your money to go in that party, or you go in that party where they like you, where they love you, where they accept you, where they would love and respect your money to be spent. Where you would go. But this man, this PNM Pomsite Rasta is saying, they want nothing good. The people of Laventille is talking about. The young people of Laventille. He's saying that after getting 11,000 all your vote, 35,000 a month, for 4 years and 11 months, that y'all give he tell all you ain't no good. Now I know you ain't going to vote for Anil and Kamala, okay. But all you must stop and say, but wait, Peter, wait. Look, Pomsite by the gate. They don't want nothing good. They want money, but they don't want to work. They want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. They don't want to sweat. Well, I like how Angus Young sweat. I like how Rowley and Newman George and Noel Garcia sweat. Them sweat in the treasury. Them sweat from moving billions around. But you want poor people to sweat and die, Fitzgerald, and these people vote for you? But they are those, said Fitzgerald Pomsity Hines, who are prepared to use the ignorance and frailty of those people in trying to persuade them that the PNM is their enemy. Did you all understand what I just read there? This man not only describes you, the people who he represents, as ignorant and frail, which means dotish and weak, and saying that Anil want to confuse you to say that PNM is your enemy. I don't need to tell you PNM is your enemy. You all have voted PNM 58 years straight. And your place is the worst in all statistics. Worst water supply, worst roads, worst crime, worst performance at SCA, Cape, and Form 6. Worst, highest job losses, unemployment at young people age. Why? But when Anil bring live sport, them come and run it and vilify it. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Stop it. Madness. What they replace it with? Because not one of them could say the idea, and that's all the idea is the only thing that came from the brain of Anil and the UNC and the People's Partnership, was the concept of using sport to give those who are actively involved in crime another chance, to get them in. Psychological testing, counseling, psychology, guidance, food, money, effort, teamwork, charity work, training, move on into other training areas, sustainable jobs. In 2 years of live sport, out of 2,378 young black boys between 15 and 25, only 2 died by violence. Those are the true facts, the statistics. Where the statistics would have said, out of those 2,378, per year, 180 would have died. That 360 would have died if it were not for live sport. 2 died. Yes, 2 is plenty still, but it's a bit of an improvement. But Rowley comes and says, Fireburn Anil and all that idea and that analysis and that job creation and talent identification and psychology and guidance counselors and coaches and self-esteem and national sporting heroes, football captains, cricket captains, basketball captains. Forget Anil and all of that positivity, and not only Lavanti. The mere fact that all they talk about is Lavanti. Lavanti primary schools are not the worst performing. Rowley would have you believe that the Mobile Lavanti initiative was there because the students in the Mobile Lavanti perform the worst. They don't. Labre is the worst. Tobago is second worst. And then you may get some in areas in Lavanti. But they have areas and pockets of poverty and lack of opportunity throughout. Whether in Edinburgh, on the train line in Marabella, in Malabar, in Karapo, Wallafield, going up in Toko Sangre Grande, in areas in Sawa Baratari up on the hills, in St. Joseph, Bangladesh, Cuba. There are areas across Trinidad and Tobago that need help. Rowley says only Mova Lavanti. Fitzgerald Hines say all you're dotish and frail. And Anil want to take advantage of you all to say vote Kamala for jobs, for investment, for gate, for laptops, for education, for more school feeding, for more textbooks. That he said that when I tell you that I'm trying to take advantage of your ignorance and stupidity, all you don't see that he is the stupid one. Fire burn the Pomsite, fire burn that dunce. Jah, Rastafari, we coming back.
Now is the time!
No, no, no. The time is no, no, no. The time is no, no, no. The time is no, no, no.
Here we are in Akono village walking with our candidate, Mr. David Nakid. This is his hometown, and I think there are about 197 Nakids in this village.
Right now, everything is looking great so far, you know, the candidate, you know, sticking up to the word, you know. Right now, we started with agriculture, thing up in the back of Akono there for the youths and them to bring them out, you know, get them employment. David Nakid, well, you know, David Nakid is a down-to-earth man. Cool, he humble, you know, he does listen, the arms open out for everyone. Yeah, David representing the youths, you know. Yes, right now we are on the great road to victory.
Hi everyone, I'm your candidate for Tenapuna, David Nakid, asking you to come take a look at the energy that the UNC is generating all along the East-West corridor, especially here in the constituency of Tenapuna. Come out and support our economic and social transformation package, designated by our PL Kamala Prasad Bisasi. 50,000 more jobs, lower taxes. Come and join with us moving forward with unity.
Hi, yes, nice to meet you. Right, looking forward to the support. Things going very well here at Barataria San Juan. The energy is high, the election bell has rung, and Barataria San Juan is ready to get Trinidad and Tobago working again under the leadership of the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa as our next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
I am Sharon Marad Durham, Shadow Councillor for Barataria, and we have been working Barataria since last Wednesday. So far, when we are finished today, we would have completed 14 of our PDs, and the reception is exceptional. Everyone is coming out. In places where we think people wouldn't be coming out, they are coming out. Now is the time for the United National Congress. It's pace on the road.
Now is the time to put them out. 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 Now is the time to put them out.
You know, I'll come back here and I'll open my news day again because I have to buy it for y'all, right? Y'all should not be bothering with Judy Raymond and Mr. Castani. Well, so what? I hear you am. You're going down to 9,500 daily circulation, and on Sunday down to 8,600. Tell me if that's true now, Castani. I tell you, you want to ride that horse, Judy Raymond? Well, you keep riding it, because August 10th, it will all be over too, because all her efforts to use your newspaper to cast and change perceptions and present Rowley as some father figure, and don't put a front page on Fuelgate, no Delcy, no Ruperti, no Trafigura, no Patriotic, no Roger, no MOU as printed in August newspaper, hiding story back on page 27 and 33. But you're printing NACTA poll. I went through it again. I'm going to show you all again, please. And I am begging the Media Association and somebody with standards, and to Dr. whoever, whatever your name, Vishnu, whatever, right? Mr. NACTA, I am begging you, send me your data, your raw data, please. And if I can see your raw data, and I can see how your raw data provides you with this kind of young and restless story you'd just be writing here, like a novel. Okay, Mr. Vishnu Bishram, please, Anil will apologize. I will say that you're the best pollster in the world, and I now understand truly your ability to take statistics and questionnaires and create a novel like The Lord of the Rings. Let me read for you what this NACTA poll, the information that is garnered from this NACTA poll. And the news, they keep pushing it. The choice of candidates by the United National Congress for their safe constituencies could influence the outcome of the safe constituencies. So not marginals, right? And let's hear the logic now, the philosophical logic. And then after you figure out the philosophical logic, then work out how did he test for that scientifically to come to that. You see, polls are not to give you a whole story and a mens rea and a feeling and a motivation of those within and disparate groups and so on. So give you a general feeling on an actual topic, to give you numbers of who feel this and who feel that. Whereas previously marginal seats determined the outcome of an election, in this election, nominees in seats bordering marginals can influence latter's outcome. Now they have marginals down in Maruga Tableland, down San Fernando West, Toco Sangre Grande, down inside St. Joseph, Tuna Puna, right? Them is marginal. If you want to include Shoguanas East, if you want to include Sawa Barata, but that ain't no marginal. Fuad and Saddam Hussein done blow out that already, right? So this Dr. Bisham went not only down by all them marginal across Trinidad and Tobago, he also went in the seats touching. So he went Mayaro, he went San Fernando East, but he must have the biggest staff in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago to produce this. Voters say that the contest appears to be a battle of youth inexperience against seasoned, skillful, and well-known or accomplished politicians. Does the poll tell him that? Or you just say, well, Kamala's put in some young, vibrant, new faces that people may not know them very well, but they're very intelligent, young, creative, and the people said they wanted clear, clean, fresh candidates moving forward. So I take a poll to say that. He said, voters note that the PNM is going into the election with mostly veterans. Some 70% who are being returned have a national profile. The UNC is going to the election with 70% fresh faces. NACTA said the findings of the ongoing polls revealed that voters were not very pleased with either party's candidates. So you poll 82 people, human beings, in your survey to print here. How many questions? How many pamphlets? How many people? You not know where in this thing did you say where you poll? How many you poll? What was the demographic breakdown? Was it an interview? Was it an online poll? A phone poll? A house to house? A door poll? How many were quashed? How many were utilized? How many? What poll you do? Voters tell the poll interviewer, right, that quite a few candidates in marginals are a complete turn-off. So voters tell the interviewer, say, yes, you know your candidate, what's the name, how old, where you know them from, do you vote, how long you vote, how long you live in here. And from a survey like that, they get that. Voters told them that some of the candidates in the marginals are complete turn-off, and many say they would not vote. While most are barely known outside of friends and families, some are well-liked, while others have low approval rating. So this survey just, why you didn't tell me who does eat cornflakes, who like corned beef, who does eat corn soup, and who like corn curls too? For example, 3 high-profile candidates have low approvals, but you say who they are. Only 1 of 7 nominees for marginals in the opposition has a national profile. True, they've received widespread approval. I can't even read that. Look, y'all got some serious pollsters who believe in science, who are qualified, who have a staff, and who are willing to be open and transparent with their polls and their science and their graphs and their ratios and their numbers. Please present some information, please. I'm begging. And Dr. Bisham Nakta, if Anil wrong, send me, I'm begging you. I ain't seen nothing yet. Send me your package. Send me all these surveys. That how a survey could come out with about 50 different conclusions. How many questions you use? So you normally use like 12 questions to come to one conclusion. So you are telling me you ask over 560 questions for one survey, but you have information on all 41 constituencies, 82 candidates, marginals, and constituencies that touch marginals? Look, to the Express now. Express. And to you out there, this is the game I'm telling you all. And the media plays games with elections. Y'all are all aware that right now, the relationship between the United States of America and Trinidad and Tobago is at its worst ever. Ever. Since 1962. All of you know that. Never before has a U.S. ambassador, a secretary of state, a representative of the Treasury and the OFAC all have to warn our citizens, make public statements, remind us of what treaties we signed, give us advice to come out of our treaty if we so desire, while the Prime Minister is attacking the U.S. ambassador in the parliament, outside the parliament, on the hustings, where sanctioned planes are landing. Vice President of Venezuela's sanctioned individual is meeting face to face. Rowley on 7 occasions in the last 8 weeks has said we support and recognize Maduro. In Parliament he said that while attacking Kamala Persad-Bissessar. So all of you are fully aware, even though the media would like to ignore the story and continue to ignore the story, and again I ask the media, what's happening? Did you ask Newman George about the account on the 15th of April, the Paria from DouglAR, Paria account, DouglAR Bank wire transfer to RBC? What invoice was used? How come the invoice was dated the 27th and said First Citizens Bank? Did you all ask First Citizens Bank? Has any money reached there? Did any money reach there? Did any money leave Paria account and go to Trafigura PTE 7.94 million US? Are these questions that you all are asking? Did you all know that the Aldan went to El Palito? Did you all ask the media? Did you ask the customs official how come you did up documents on a Sunday 54 days after the ship left? These are not interested. You're not interested in that. Did you all ask Roger about the MOU signed with Trafigura that August reported last year, October? Trafigura's history with PDVSA and Wilmer Ruperti, Chavez and Maduro. Did you all ask about that? But you all know out there in Trinidad and Tobago that right now our relationship with the United States of America is at its lowest level ever. Fact. The Express ignores all those questions and answers and reports and fuel gate and shipments and continued shipments and payments and change of accounts and fake invoice and wrong customs documents. They're not interested in that. They're not interested in El Palito. They're not interested in where Aldan was sitting down in Venezuela before coming Pointe-a-Pierre. They're not interested in that the gas moved from Augustus, Italy on February 27th with Pointe-a-Pierre as a destination, and it was Shell and then transferred to Trafigura. They're not interested in that. They're not interested that Paria sold gas and lost 487,000 US. They're not, our media not interested in that. That's of no import. But you know what they print on page 3, the front page of the paper with regards USA Trinidad? Mondello praises fruitful US ties. Because it was 4th of July, a day of celebration of the independence of the United States. Not the time for serious talk and arguments and discussions and sanctions and possible warnings and retreat. That's not the time or place. Celebration of U.S. independence is a euphoric thing. So the ambassador makes a superficial, euphoric, happy speech. The Express finds that that's newsworthy and prints it on page 3 story, but ignores all the rest for the last 9 weeks. Y'all don't find that strange? Y'all don't think that they're trying to influence the way you vote? And hopefully not get enough information out there to let you all know that Keith Christopher Rowley is the greatest faux pas, has made the greatest faux pas in the history of Trinidad and Tobago in foreign policy, that his foreign policy is dangerous to each and every one of you. You don't think that's weird that they're not interested? I want to commend Digicel Foundation. The Digicel Foundation, and remember, I'm a B-Mobile man from a long time. I don't even have a Digicel phone. I went DigiPlay for cable because Flow, Lord help all you, right? And DigiPlay is very good. But the war was also done once I became a minister and thing I come out of that commercial fight. And Digicel then blow out B-Mobile because PNM took over B-Mobile and wow. PNM always just lose everything. So So well done, Digicel. But Digicel Foundation, I must commend them, because the Digicel Foundation, the members, have more intellectual capital, more heart and soul, more emotion, more empathy, more sympathy than the entire cabinet of Keith Christopher Rowley. Page 24, Guardian. 1,000 tablets for special needs schools. We are now ready to be part of online learning. This was the sentiment expressed by Diane Leconte, principal of Happy Haven Special School, after receiving tablets for students with special needs in Tobago. The COVID-19 pandemic forced education systems into virtual learning globally. However, this posed a problem for children who did not have access to the necessary equipment and technology needed to adapt to this unprecedented change. Digicel Foundation intervened to provide assistance to special needs schools. To mitigate the immediate impact of dismissed classes, particularly for the special needs community, and to facilitate the continuity of schooling through remote learning, the Digicel Foundation partnered with 23 special needs schools to launch Connecting You on June 26 in Trinidad and June 29 in Tobago. At the launch, 23 special needs schools received 1,095 tablets for 991 students and 104 teachers. That is a Digicel Foundation. That's not their core business. That's just a thing they do on the side. And look how brilliant, look how well organized, look how thoughtful. You have an entire cabinet sitting there coming to tell you all vote for them. And they cut funding from special needs children so they could not even go to school pre-COVID. Kamala had that 2,500 per student. Kamala was moving to give all primary school students and special needs students tablets to move into the digital age. The Digicel Foundation is greater than the PNM. But the PNM going to come with a nice song, Peter C. Lewis, Super Blue Sprinkle, and say great is the PNM. But they take your laptop. 60,000 children during this pandemic went further backward, therefore increasing the inequality gap, the education gap, which means wage earning gap in their futures under this PNM. Imagine the Digicel Foundation has more intellectual capital than the PNM cabinet. Rowley says we're protecting public health. Keith Christopher Rowley, Guardian, page 10. Rowley said government continues to keep borders closed as required and advised by health experts during the pandemic, but is still facilitating the return of those overseas and will continue to do so. Let me ask you all something out there. So we have an election on August 10th. Due to the pandemic, which Rowley and them say vote for them because they flattened the curve 7 weeks ago, so there's no COVID. The laws of Trinidad and Tobago give one human being, and one only, the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Stuart Smallpin-Young, the authority to grant exemptions to enter the country. Stuart Smallpin-Young is a PNM, and not a very good PNM, not an intelligent PNM, but a very selfish, self-centered, arrogant, dotish, greedy PNM. Do you all sit out there, the independent people I'm talking to now, and do you all think that it is fair, right, and just that this one PNM human being can pick and choose who can come back in to the country to vote or in time to vote? Do you think that is fair? Do you think it's fair that the niece of a sitting former minister and a sitting parliamentary representative in the Ministry of Public Administration and Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, his niece should be in charge of the Elections and Boundaries Commission? Or should one of you independent people out there who don't like Anil, don't like Rowley, don't like UNC, don't like just want to know what is good for the country, good policy, education policy, anti-crime fight, job creation, economy, business, competitive business structure, ease of doing business, bring down corruption. Y'all out there, is that fair? Think about it. Now, as you think about that, I want you to listen to this young lady, because Stuart Smallpin Young, who y'all say, Gabriel Farry and them say Rowley and Young and they all sing the convent girl did so well in COVID. But ever since Young got this extra power and staritis in his arrogant, stupid head, he has treated citizens with disrespect and disdain. When citizens asked to come home, he took press conferences to attack them. When there was one in Margarita, he showed that the fella had a dual citizenship. Who cares? And Cleopatra Burrell Brown had a dual citizenship. When Yesenia Gonzalez and her son and a group went over to carry medicine for poor people in Venezuela before the borders closed, and they were asking to come home, he called them press conference and attacked them and said that they are trying to pretend that they are embassy officials or high commission officials and so on. He attacked Barbados. Barbados who did human service to our citizens out there. This clown who none of y'all knew before 2014, who sat on a commission of inquiry, draws in big money every day to defend Calder, who met Rowley in Emailgate when Rowley was lying through his teeth and helped him lie. This clown who never represents Trinidad and Tobago in football, netball, basketball, archery, badminton, nothing. This clown who never lied with none of you who does vote for him. And now he attacks another lady. And I was asking you all a while ago, how can the policy be those who can afford can come home? How can the policy be that Penny Beckles come home and campaigning but Barry Padarat outside? How can it be? And you all find that fair. Why? Because it's PNM. So you all don't just like a fair competition and see that the best team win for the country. You all will take these shenanigans. Play the video, Archie. Listen to this lady.
My name is Shalene Sasha Singh, and as you would know from my video ad, I represent a private jet service company out of Miami, Florida. Today I was presented with two articles written directly to me from the Minister of National Security, Mr. Stuart Young. Now, first of all, he said yesterday in his press conference that he's going to conduct an investigation into the companies, not only my company, but companies that are telling persons that they can get exempts to get into Trinidad. People are desperate, Minister Young, desperate to get into their country. You have ignored their pleas, you have ignored their cries, you have ignored all of them. They have not even gotten a response, but a generic response. Thank you for contacting the ministry, we'll get back to you shortly. Generalized. People have personalized their situations with you. People on this flight tomorrow that was supposed to be scheduled to land in Trinidad this week, that have landing permits into Trinidad, have detailed their pleas to you, and you ignore that. You ignore the hundreds of Trinidad and Tobago citizens around the globe who are pleading and begging to you to get back home because they have no food, no shelter, no nothing. They're basically bordering on their streets. They're being on the streets. Minister Young, instead of directing your emotions, because I sent you an email to tell you that, to represent the people, to tell you about certain things that are factual, and you responded back by trying to put something in the papers that I was taking persons' money. That is not correct. And you should ask yourself as a minister, are you doing the right, humane thing for those citizens that are reaching out to you? I reached out to you on behalf of the citizens of this country. I told you that we operate a service. You're giving exempts to people who can't afford such a private jet service, but yet you're giving exempts to the very wealthy or the well-connected to get into Trinidad. What is the requirement or the criteria for getting an exempt into Trinidad? And further to that, I would have you know, there was a repatriation flight that we were involved in from Guyana to New York to Guyana last week. 160 persons were sent to Guyana, successful, from New York, from the USA, and they were managed very, very well by the Guyanese government. Why can't you do the same for yours? Why can't you liaise with your Caribbean airline and send repatriation flights across, instead of having this, oh, I need to bow down to Stuart Young, I need to get permission, we have all followed the protocols. This private jet company followed the protocols that your ministry outlined, which was apply as a group, show full payment, receipt of payment and hotel accommodation, and they would be entered in. So we followed your ministry's guidelines. We did not get up upon ourselves and misrepresent to say, we can get you in, come and pay money, because that's what you are purporting it to be. And that is incorrect. And I cannot believe that a minister holding such a position in Trinidad and Tobago can be so moved by a little person, me, my email. For you to send in the news today that I was misrepresenting persons. They may call me a lot of things, but you will never hear me fraudulent or thieving or in money fraud and scam, like certain members of your government have been in. So where is the $934 million COVID relief heritage fund that we got? Who got from that? Where did that go? Because those nationals didn't get any help, and the ones in Trinidad haven't gotten any help either. There are many persons who have no food, no jobs, they're losing their cars, their homes, their jobs, everything. Where is that money? And I would like Trinidad and Tobago to see the real issue at hand. The money is not being accounted for. The persons are not getting exempt in. The quarantine facilities are not properly equipped with anything really to host anyone. The monies are being allocated to what and who? Not to what, who, where is the money going? And you want to go on the news and you want to say that I am taking persons' money and make the focus all about this because I sent you an email? That is unprofessional, and all I can ask is that you look at the We TT Lives Matter Facebook and start to look at those cases and put yourself to productive use rather than making mischief and naughty, illiterate, naughty comments like this using the media to do so. Because there are hundreds of persons that will stand with me to say that you have ignored them, your ministry have ignored them, and you have not done the proper, you have not executed the proper measures in giving exemptions to re-enter their country. And everyone around, all the other CARICOM islands are sending repatriation flights for their citizens. The Trinidad and Tobago is the only one that are giving so much problems. And your excuse is you want to protect the nation from COVID. Anyone with half a brain can understand the disease by now and understand how to control, how to give tests, how to quarantine, how to control the spread of COVID-19 in a small country as Trinidad. So please be guided, govern yourself and represent your country and your citizens in the position that you hold, Minister Young.
The DouglAR don't need to say nothing else. Small pin. Small pin. Wow. Now let me see your typical PNM Rowley, Fitzgerald Hines, normal, Faris Al Rental. Attack the lady now. Attack her, yes. Because that's your way. Set a mama pool man in this red jersey, boy. I Sasha, boy. Super blue, boy. Rishi, I don't know you, so me I know if you, who you is, right? All you sing for that. I not adding to that. But all you, I didn't tell all you, and Archie play a video, Archie edit a thing for me. I did not tell all your DouglAR politics that sometimes the truth does jump out Rowley mouth. And when he say, we're not afraid of anybody. We're not afraid of anybody. Only remember on Saturday, I told you that I said when I listened to him trying to respond to Munilal motion against Bridget, and he said George. And only the motion is a simple one. That the speaker should not have just listened to any topic involving her beloved husband. Isn't that a simple topic? This Only one way to decide that. No. Recuse yourself. She loves her husband. Bias. Apparent bias. Cannot listen, cannot hear. Irrelevant of guilt or not guilt. Let somebody else listen. You're not qualified to listen because that's your cutie pie. That's your New Me George. Ask New Me George who he played golf with recently. All you're not asking, I asked you, did Wilmer Rupetti play golf in Trinidad and Tobago? And if he did, where? And who signed him in? And who did he play golf with? I asking all you, did Rupetti enter this country in the last 2 years and 10 months? Wilmer Rupetti, immigration. Send the thing by camera. Now, play the video for me. Let me see this Rowley who afraid nobody. Who afraid?
We have demonstrated to the world, not that we are afraid of anybody, 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 not that we are afraid of anybody.
He not afraid anybody. He afraid Kamala, he afraid the people, he afraid the voters, he afraid the rioters, he afraid the farmers, he afraid the woman, he afraid nobody. But then this man come and talk this thing, Dabadio Mira, Ansel Antoine from Dabadio Mira. What you say? Hurricane Anil, and you is what? Storm Antoine, well the play Ansel Antoine for me, boy. What you call the USA? Play it.
Country. Right? Sorry to say that. Right? And we will have to make sure that we don't allow Americans to come in the train. You know one of them Americans who run all trainers who run into America. And you just send them all the barrels and so forth. Make sure that you tell them to stay out of Trinidad for the rest of the year. All their family and them.
Ladies and gentlemen, within 8 hours of that video going viral, Keith Christopher Rowley sent out this. Point up there, Archie. Keith Christopher Rowley acted swiftly, the fastest he ever acted to fire and remove. Look at that, the Prime Minister has withdrawn Brigadier General Ansel Antoine, retired, from the list of candidates to be presented to the PNM's Central Executive for final approval. What? When Moses lied on the ambassador in the Dominica fiasco that we Trinidad and Tobago say after Dominica was devastated by hurricane, only had to pay a bill. And Moses lied on the ambassador. Yeah, we still waiting on that report, the Thomas report. When the Bridgeman's crooked deal, we had a KFC report. We eat Royal Castle for 3 years. We have see the report until late. But the Kobo Star still running Bridgeman's money. When Grabby Wabby tried to grab Pum Pum and the girl tell him, no boy. And he said, boy, if you ain't give me that Pum Pum, I'll fire you. And then get a PS. The first PS said, no, me ain't involved with that. Rowley put a PS there to pay the 150. Grabby Wabby still there. Pum Pum Grabber still in the parliament. Well, the parliament is up now. Yeah? Rowley don't move fast. Marlene, all kind of thing. He and Marlene hug up Berkey by the president. He only fire Marlene. Then bring she back, then fire she. Then bring she back, and then fire she. Rowley is move slow. Drunky Monkey get convicted of driving drunk. He sit down in the Senate 3 years after that. Every session, Drunky Monkey. Rowley move so fast. So why Rowley move so fast here now? Rowley afraid Yankee, boy. Rowley is Yankee afraid. Play Rowley over here. Who afraid? Who we talk? We didn't tell you afraid nobody. Rowley, Yankee make you act fast, boy. Because Ansel Antoine only say, well, he bad talk America, but you bad talk America, you duck sanction, you tell Mandela fireball me, you take umbrage, Camille without she wig say what Trump could do. So Antoine just follow all you. How come now all your bossy shot so fast? Play Rowley, let me see who he afraid.
We have demonstrated to the world, not that we are afraid of anybody, 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 not that we are afraid of anybody.
Yeah, you afraid nobody. Well, you move swiftly. You move swift. So let me tell you something. To my brother Peter C., born with Balize juice, and you hired up some of my good artists. I still love this song, and I'm not vexed with them for making a little money, because in an economy shattered by your government, Peter C. Lewis, where the economy was shattered pre-COVID, where our savings had dropped, our reserves of US that Kamala left at $12.26 billion went down to $6.8 billion, where the ease of doing business and competitiveness moved from 66th in the world to 105th, where businesses in the economy, we saw growth disappear from this economy forever. Kamala brought it to a growth position of 1.4% in 2014. Rowley was averaging minus 2.4%. Economy in a mess. Businesses shutting down pre-COVID. Heritage and stabilization dipped in 3 times. Fuel subsidy gone. Inflation, people lost work, 103,000 jobs, but still inflation was up at 1.4%. He put back VAT on foods that Kamala had taken off VAT. Peter C. is the wrong choice. PNM is the wrong choice for education, the wrong choice for jobs, the wrong choice for sport, the wrong choice for road, the wrong choice for intellectual capital, for communication, for discussion. Imagine them in the cabinet, only 5 of them could talk. Small Pin, Faris Al Rental Tight Pants, Rowley, who else? Maybe Franklin can sometimes, and the Dwayne. Other than that, all your PNM know, y'all are just ornaments on a shelf for the cabinet. So it's irrelevant that Adrian Leonce may have a brain. He's an engineer, bright fella, Rasta from down inside there. No portfolio, no work, nobody listen to you. So what are you doing there? And if he cannot be respected, if your member of parliament in Laventille cannot be respected by the prime minister, who's a disrespectful dunce anyway, what is left for y'all? So a dunce ignoring a bright fella who representing all you. And all the money going by Angus Smallpin Young, Richard Smallpin Young, Stuart Smallpin Young, and he determining who go come into the country to vote, and the niece is the head of the EBC, and election by don't matter. Let me tell you something. There is a situation where gerrymandering works, and it is where a government has kind of performed and they've done all right, and people are kind of satisfied, they're not overly excited, and race voting and disparate groups, that race voting holds, and the old colonial feeling and the old Dr. Williams creation of the greatest, the PNM cult, that holds. If that holds, then boundaries, where you design boundaries, and if you leave out people and so on, you could influence an election. But when there's a wave of dissatisfaction, when people are starving and hungry, when salary grants have not hit the ground, but men get $6 billion, when men rent their own building and outfit their own building for 61, but all the black people get is a t-shirt, when Tobago economy gone through, no tourists, no arrivals, one man, white man, was offered $7 billion, and the whole of Tobago was offered 50 million TT. When Tobago has never been disrespected like that. When people across the board have no water, no electricity, no jobs, no gate. They shut down UTT programs, the COSTAT, MIC, NESC. Gerrymandering don't help when a wave of cutters come in. And let me tell you, August 10th, Rowley, a wave, a tsunami of cutters coming your way. DouglAR politics. We out. Good night.
true. It make me eye black and blue, then ask what the hell the police can do.
No mind ya, my dear. I go and pay him a visit. Who that? Police, boy blue. Oh, so you is the Babylon books that is causing disruption in my domestic affairs. I am Constable Brown, then call me Boy Blue. I have here a warrant to arrest you, cause you beat up your girl till she black and blue. Then ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. I have a battle tough like